Peace, fam. Dr. She in the house. You're not going to be able to help yourself with autoimmune diseases and these sicknesses that you have that you cannot detect the origin of until you clean up your environment. Part of cleaning up your environment is removing toxicity. Your toxicity is in your soap, your toxicity is in your lotion, your toxicity is in your hair care. The stuff that comes off the shelf is usually laden with chemicals and toxins and fake perfumes. Go to 25000yearcycle.org, get yourself some proper soap. We have 3 different types, and some proper skin care, Still Care, which is one of the best skin care products you're going to get in existence right now. 25000yearcycle.org. Dr. She out. Link in bio. Peace.
Peace and blessings, family. Sister Jaleel, so happy to talk to you, even though, I wish we all lived in the same community. That would be fantastic. Oh, my goodness. But anyway, I am addressing this subject because I think it's a good thing that we have at our fingertips the ability to examine various conclusions that we have in order to make a better cohesive conclusion that serves as many of us as possible. And so there's the subject matter of Pookie and RayRay, where from what I can see, the general prevailing assumption is that you can't save Pookie and RayRay, so just give up. Don't even bother. It's useless. And I can understand that conclusion. And I'm not here because I'm upset with the people who concluded, because there's some real good people out there who have decided that based on genuine realities. I want to showcase this drawing, which appeared in a Final Call newspaper, showing the Honorable Elijah Muhammad helping a man who was completely down on his luck, which according to him, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, I was up in alcohol to my eyeballs, until Master Fard Muhammad came through and gave him a doctrine that he was present enough in his mind to recognize what Master Fard Muhammad would be to black us. Is so much that we do today that is about being aware of our own beautiful, unique right to control our destiny that would have never happened except for that exchange between Fard Muhammad and Elijah Muhammad. So he never said you can't help Pookie and RayRay. He went out there and he helped specifically Pookie and RayRay. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad elevated the minds of these black men where the dedication to being on point was right and exact. Are there things going on with the nation right now that just trouble me deeply to my heart? Oh, you daggone fraternity boule, right? No, I'm just saying, they've been infiltrated massively, but that's what happens. There is yet no organization begun by black people, for black people, that has achieved anywhere near the level of success that the Nation of Islam has. So the thing is to study it, to better it, not to study it to destroy it. That's a big, huge difference. And one says, I love what they did. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't be in the family I'm in. I wouldn't be with Dr. She. He wouldn't be dedicated to studying medicine, not allopathic Western civilization medicine, but Aboriginal medicine, real medicine, on our behalf, were it not for the Nation of Islam. And so any health and vitality in my own little family, and I'm just one family, there's so many millions of families who benefited from this, and even people who would have never joined the Nation of Islam in their lives, because we suddenly started saying, I am black and I'm proud, say it loud, and we lost our shame. We stepped away from being Pookie and RayRay, all of us. And so there's another aspect talking to Dr. Shi that I wanted to do this share, which is what's the big to do about Pookie and RayRay? I mean, our repulsion to this type of person in this state of being. You would think that they're like the most dangerous, awful persons on the planet. When Dr. Shi reminded me that of all of those who were out there getting them jabberoonie doonies, Pookie and RayRay were the ones who were saying, I ain't getting that damn thing. They weren't having it. They don't trust the system, whether they're operating in an ethical, moral fashion or not. I'm just saying, they sort of have an instinct on who the enemy is. Why in the world do we need to throw away that whole percentage of our own population? I'm saying be discerning. Don't go down to Pookie and RayRay's level. But at the same time, who are the real Pookie and RayRays out here? Because if you ask me, I'm looking at this dude right here over in Russia, and he just working for Putin. Putin's been out there screaming, I'm going to drop the mother of all bombs. Trump was screaming it. Biden was screaming it. These are supposed to be the world leaders of obviously just hell if you're threatening everybody. And you as much as they censor us because we may cause any kind of discomfort, as much as they even steal the correct uses of pronouns from everyone, you think that somebody would say, we owe an apology to Pookie and RayRay and all the world's public for forbidding them from saying certain words because it would cause somebody great emotional anxiety. But Putin and Biden and Trump are freaking people out. Not me, because I know their game. But there's a lot of people who listen to this crap and they will take it to heart's sake. And so every time I'm reading one of these articles about trans sutured up folks, I mentally substitute in my head, okay, if you're talking about someone who's a trans woman, you're talking about a man. So it's not she, it's he. And the opposite for the other ones, okay? But this Russia will sink Britain under a nuclear tidal wave and reduce the U.S. to radioactive ash if NATO sends troops into Ukraine, top Putin propagandist warns. As far as the whole Ukraine goes, it was under Obama that they started funding Nazi organizations up in there. Obama, we know about Obama, but I'm just saying. And so this is all, and then you got Chernobyl over there and Zaporizhia and all this other, it's already in the food. That's where the radiation is the most deadly because we ain't paying attention to that portion of it. CMOS, anybody? Radioactive rice being donated to just black nations from Japan. And boy, them Asian people hate black. Oh my goodness. Okay? So we don't talk about that because you can't smell it. You can't feel it. And when the cancer shows up, you won't know where it came from. And these are things they all know. I've read the books. Matter of fact, I've been saying I'm going to put the book list. Here's the book list. Right? I even, at the last page, add one. You just pause it. You read all the ones. This one right here I want to highlight. Behind the Fog, how the U.S. Cold War Radiological Weapons Program exposed innocent Americans. That's going to come into play with a headline I'm going to show you coming up. But yeah, just pause the video and go on through and find out which ones you want to read, which ones you don't want to read. Oh, excuse me. You can skip all of them and just get my book. Because that is the only book on the planet that's going to give you the protocol, the steps, and the methods for getting this crap out your body, out of our environment. It's the best, most full information out there up to this day. I look forward to more, but this is the one that has the new one, Nuclear Witnesses, Insiders Speak Out, by Leslie J. Freeman. Now, most of these I haven't read, but a bunch of them I have, like even the Radium Girls, which is a history that proves these dudes know what the hell they're doing and what they're acting. They're acting. And a scammer. That's what it's all about. A con artist. That's what they want to gain your confidence so they can rip you off. So they can treat you like crap, like you don't exist. You're an extension of their wallet. I mean, one of the things with Behind the Fog that I said I would mention again is the way they twist language so that you don't even know. They're con artists. They're con men. Because they will put radioactive contamination and what it does in all these obscuring terms. And the one she mentioned in there, I can't remember exactly what the quote was, or the word was that they were using back in the 60s and 70s. This is just, I mean, it's astounding how you can be a victim of Pookie and RayRay if you do no research, such as this ad that Dr. She had shared with me, where they're selling radium water. They're like, oh, we got radium all over the country, and so why don't we use it? Let's see if I can find, they're showing all the pictures of how they used to use radium. And when you understand the actual history where there was even a court case, it was crazy how they railroaded those poor women. Those poor women. I mean, their faces were falling to pieces. Their whole bodies were falling to pieces. Because, like, white folks, they'll just do something and then they ask no more questions, like with the Ozempic, where everybody's like, oh my God, I want to be skinny without having to do any work for it whatsoever. And then you find out that there's all these side effects. That's like with thalidomide babies and DDT, where they were just going out without, if it's coming from white people, it must be perfect. If it's coming from Pookie and RayRay, looking like white people, then yeah, they'll put it in whatever terms are necessary. They'll wait long enough for you to even forget what it does to the human body. And then they'll just be peddling the same old cockamamie nonsense that they ever did in the first place. So this is part of the defaming. They already got the black man with the whole takeover of hip hop, rap. And so that now when you think of thug, you think of black people. I saw on Daily Mail, they had one where they watched my shit so bad. It's crazy. But they had one where they had this white dude and they put thug up there for the first word because they want to pretend that they're not racist Satanists. But they are. Matter of fact, let me just, show you the proof so you know I'm not kidding. Thug 22. When I had just said the other day, when they created the whole, like, thugs, that comes from India, but they apply it specifically to black men. So I'm just saying that they listen to my shares, and so they come out and they're like, oh, no, we'll call white people thugs. No, that's so that they could get closer to destroying us, gaining our confidence while we're worried about Pookie and RayRay. Black Pookie and RayRay ain't doing us no harm, not like that. So now they're saying with black women that they have elevated, knowing full and well that they're picking some of the most depraved candidates out there, specifically so that then they can take them down. That's what they do. That's what Gay Edgar Hoover was doing with his list of everybody's sins. Is because he knew, if I need to make you do something, I know who you are and where you live. But they're going to come for black us first, P. Diddy. Okay? So for them, when I was watching the whole thing about the Karens, I was kind of going, wait a minute. So it's okay to just square off and call every white woman out there a Karen, and it's still Becky to me. That's going to come back somewhere. They're just using that to get you all comfortable. Because I was like, since when are white women okay with being just sidelined and, typified? And then you got white people taking part in it too. That seems like a psyop. And so now they got America's worst mayor, Tiffany Henyard. And all these white people out here? You mean to tell me the majority of mayors out there are black? Majority of politicians are black? No, the majority in the unentitled snakes are white. And they're not the worst. They're absolute. This is more to malign our ability to think straight. To once again say, oh, I don't hire them black people because, they're not good at the job. They're just setting it up for the return of fully revitalized, make America great again, Jim Crow. That's all. And worse than that, because they're like planning on just having everybody eat that friggin' radioactive food and clock out and be wondering, did the jab do it to me? I was trying to find a video of the black female politician who's like, I don't ask any questions. I just roll up my sleeves. Oh, really? Now you got AstraZeneca admitting what the hell was going on? Like I said, the con man. He depends on us being stupid and so that we don't ask any further questions. Pookie and RayRay ain't got nothing on these people. Nothing for evil doing. And never even apologizing for it when they get caught doing it. They just like, oh, well, what? Huh? Nothing to see here. Let's move on to the next distraction. Which will be the orgy. Okay? I see they got their black operatives out there. Some woman walking around with white powder on her face. And she flashing her boobs. She's a low-hanging operative. Whoever the hell she is, she bought and paid for. When it comes to Kanye, his brain's been fried out of existence. I'm just saying. Now this, Pookie and RayRay ain't got nothing to do with this. This is the sunset. When you see the sun setting and it's on the other side of the water, you know it's the Pacific or something that's over in that area. Scientists captured this image of the sun setting and the bandwidth is all off. You don't see the sun going down and it's green. It's always red. But when you got so much freaking radiation in the atmosphere, in the water that feeds the moisture in the atmosphere, it changes everything. That's the orange skies. I know. Just listen. Read the books. Read my book. I'm writing them as fast as I can. I wrote 15 pages over the last 3 days of fasting. Oh, I feel so fantastic. And Pookie and RayRay ain't do nothing like this. And if I could sit down with Pookie and RayRay, I know I'd have a faster and easier time explaining the hellaciousness of doing this than I would to all of Stacey Abrams and whatever the heck else is out there who are telling us to go and get jabbed up. Okay? I'm some friggin'... That's where the danger comes from. All these Negropeans out here who are educated, gone to Harvard, or in the fraternities and sororities, or the boule just finally, right? There you go. There's the ones you can't change. There's the ones who you could have a million conversations with them and it would just be useless. Okay? I just wanted to say, let's just keep it righteous. Let's continue to be the good, open arm people that we've always been to the best of our ability. How in the world can we look at Pookie and RayRay and make fun of them? I'm not saying anybody's making fun of them, but I'm just saying, just cut them off. Like it's a Chris Rock comedy skit when the whole world is being turned into a gangster's hell. Ain't no paradise when the only planet you have is saying bye-bye.